Hello fam, I'm Cam and this is Whimsy Intuitive Tarot. I'm an empath, a Reiki master, and an intuitive tarot reader. If this reading does not speak to you, that it might not be your reading. But if you were called to click on this video, there is a reason. There is no such thing as coincidence. Also keep in mind that energies fluctuate. What is likely to happen in the current energy may change when the energy changes. You are under no obligation to accept any circumstances that appear in the cards, especially those that make you feel unsafe. You have the free will to act, and these readings are only meant to give you perspective so you can act wisely. If you enjoy this reading, please like and subscribe. You know the drill. Mean-spirited comments will be deleted because my calling is to lift people up. We are all just doing the best we can. All of these decks that I use will be listed in the description box below. I try not to use AI-generated tarot decks, period. I am an artist. Unless Spirit particularly calls me to a deck, I will use decks by human artists only. So what we're going to find out today is what Spirit needs you to know today. To find out maybe the tone of what Spirit needs you to know today, I have a box of charms, which I will pull something out, and then you can decide what it means to you. Or some are charms, some are things that are just laying around. I have lots of stuff just laying around my house. Oh, we have Snoopy with a peace sign. So I would guess that this has something to do with your own inner peace and your own inner activism. So we'll put him up there. Being an artist, my desks are not always pretty. So take what you get. Okay, so we're going to start with this oracle deck. It's the Wisdom of the Wild Things Oracle. Art by Ebeneva. It's very cool, like a monster deck. It's fairly new, so that's why I have the book. I have here the Guardian of the Night Tarot. I really find this to be a beautiful deck, and it speaks in ways that regular tarot cards don't really, to me. And here I have the Tarot of the Divine, which I like a lot because it has to do with fairy tales and mythology from all around the world. So the first thing I'm going to do, set these aside, is I'm going to pull 3 oracle cards. These are very slippery. We're going to start with past, present, and future. So the past gives you a frame of reference. The present is maybe the choices that you're facing right now. And the future is, of course, what may happen in the future. You are not bound to this future result. You can make a choice that changes your future result. Okay? So, these are so slippery. Let's see, how do I want to let's cut. Yeah, something like that. Alrighty, Spirit, what do the viewers need to know today? The collective that will follow me eventually, what do they need to know today? About the past. Okay, 1. Mind that monkey. It's adorable. And now, in the present energy, don your witch hat appropriate. I'm reading this in October. And Welcome the Unwelcome. That one's been a popular card coming out lately. It must be something to do with the energies. And on the bottom, just in case, intentional stillness. Well, let's look at the book and see what Mind That Monkey, what this monster is saying. Something that's been gnawing at you lately. I know I have those things. Number 27. The monkey mind is part of your psyche that can turn your enthusiasm and bravery upside down. He's the trickster that chants words of not enoughness into your ears. He says your gifts and talents will never be enough. Your ideas and plans are a waste of time. You won't amount to anything if you dare act on your bravest dreams. He is the one accusing you of being a fraud and imposter. Okay, so what that tells me is that you have some doubt with how you're going to go ahead. This obviously can affect your personal peace. I mean, Snoopy, that's your personal peace, right? So you've been in doubt, which all of us have doubt. I'm in doubt right now. This is my first video on a new channel, and I don't know if this will resonate with anyone. But you have to have faith in Spirit, and Spirit has seemed to push me in this direction to be public with my spirituality. And it was a hard-fought battle for this spirituality. And so here I am public. Don your witch hat. Okay. 25. You are the mistress or master of your own power. There's no gender here. I think we all know that there's no gender in tarot, just energy. The witch's message is trust yourself. Let no source outside your sacred self make decisions for you. Other people you know and love, they may have their opinions, but they can't see what you see, and they don't have your intuition. So follow your intuition. You're being asked to devote significant energy to listening, tending, and growing the relationship with yourself. Become your own best friend and the ultimate authority on what is best for you. And Welcome the Unwelcome, 45. As I said, this is a very new deck, so I don't know all of the cards yet. These not being tarot, it's less intuitive than it is a whole different set of things that Spirit called someone to make this deck with. The pesky details, the unwelcome news, the nagging, anxious thoughts. They're a tangle of snakes we can't seem to shake. But nothing shows up in our experience that isn't on our side. Challenges happen for you and not to you. That is very true. And sometimes they're just painful. They're unexpected, sometimes shocking. But you lose nothing in this world that cannot be replaced with something better. And when you lose something, it's to make way for something better. I'm still waiting on my something's better to come in from a lot of losses that I had over the past several years. But what is better is what I have learned. I've learned to trust myself. I've learned to demand first quality treatment from everyone. Sometimes it's easier not to argue and to just go along, especially with someone you love and who you know loves you. But that person might be affected by personal trauma, the things they say or the things they think that they haven't healed yet. So you always have to go inside and stay out of your ego. Don't think about it so much. Be still and let the ideas just flow. Flow is a big deal when it comes to energy. And a lot of times that requires intentional stillness. If you're intentionally still and quiet and you watch things going on around you, sometimes you see things that you wouldn't see if you were loud, if you were being active. All right. Beautiful cards. Beautiful cards. Actually, I'm going to leave these cards out. Well, no, we want this guy. It's on the bottom. I'm just going to put these off to the side. And I'm going to start with Guardians of the Night Tarot. And this is a very big deck. And I never thought of myself as having small hands, but this deck is really hard for me to handle. So, I'm not used to a big deck yet. These are also semi-new. Okay, let's try that again. What do the viewers need to know today about their personal freedom and their personal choices? Please, Spirit. What do the viewers need to know? Let's do it 3 times. And then we'll do a cut. And then we'll try some. We'll shuffle this way. I cannot shuffle sideways. They're too big. Generally, I do not read reversals unless they pop out, obviously, right side up and reversed. All right, let's see. I'm going to start with half of this deck because it's just really awkward. All right, Spirit, what do they need to know about? What do they need to know? What do the Spirit viewers need to know about the past? The Empress. Okay, we'll look at these, but I'm only going to take one. Temperance and the 8 of Swords. What to do, what to do, what to do. Well, okay, what I'm going to do is, yeah, Spirit doesn't always listen to me. All right, so the past. Nothing in that one. Let's go to these. And the present, Spirit. What do the viewers need to know in the present? Oh, that was obvious. King of Wands. The past, or the future. Wow, well that was a slip, so maybe the past and the future are connected. All right, the future, the Hierophant. All right, and on the bottom, the 8 of Swords is back. Interesting. All right. Well, first I'm just going to look. I'm just going to look and see what I see and that connects these cards. Well, Temperance is balance. It is holding back from erring on the side of overly emotional or overly unemotional. Temperance is a Sagittarius card. Sagittarius is a fire sign. I am extremely Sagittarius. I have almost all fire in my chart. So I tend to, at least in the past, be very passionate about things. And I don't always stop and listen to other people. I don't always hold back and get the proper context before I come in with a comment. These are things I know about myself, so I'm working on that. The Empress is balance. The Empress is knowing. It's knowing that you have your thoughts together, that you know what's expected of you, to some extent, that you play by certain rules. But I feel like things haven't necessarily been fair because, temperance is balance, and you're looking for the balance. You're looking for, or waiting for the flow. I mean, there's water in this card. Interesting for a card that represents the fire sign. You're waiting for your balance. You've been waiting, I think, for a while. I've been waiting for a while, so I get you. The King of Wands, you're ready for action right now. You've got all these ideas, and you're just, if you're like me, you feel like you've sort of been stood in the corner, put in timeout, and you're anxious to get started and do something. And then if we go to the future, we go to the Hierophant. Now the Hierophant is tradition. It's a traditional role. Maybe tradition can help you if you play your cards right. That was not really a pun. It was well, maybe it was a bad pun. You have an audience, and you have a key. And the key is usually, it's a traditional way of doing things. We'll see if you should stick to the traditional way of doing things, because usually when you do things the traditional way, no one is arguing with you. So you don't have the monkey of doubt, Maybe you doubted your ability to do these things. But you have no reason to doubt it, because you're the Empress. And you're looking to do things the right way with temperance within a construct of some kind. Okay, so we're going to clarify with the Tarot of the Divine. These are easier for me to shuffle. Okay, Spirit, can you tell me, as I totally cannot get my hands to go around them. Man, really? Do I have such small hands? It's just bizarre to me. Oh, what do we got sticking out? We got the High Priestess sticking out here. All right. Let's just do... Not yet. All right, the Moon. Oh, the Eight of Cups. All right. Well, I mean, you've had disappointments in the past, and you're looking to go for something new. Turn your back on those cups, and in this card, a lot of times they're broken, but in this card, they're not broken. They're, not necessarily full. We can't see, but, maybe you could have kept doing what you were doing and been fine. But you're choosing to leave the cups, which might have something in them, and go out into the desert, into the dunes here. And this card reminds me much of the Moon. You have the two towers on either side in the pillars. These pillars Moab and Jacqueline. I can never remember those. Or they're also in the High Priestess. The symbolism of two towers or two pillars. And so this is your intuition. It's your intuition that told you that you needed to do something different. That's spirit talking. Spirit, why is the Eight of Cups here, please? Why is the Eight of Cups here in the past? The Nine of Cups. Okay. And the Four of Wands. Wow. I would say, you know, that you had something beautiful. You had what you thought was going to last forever in this Four of Wands. Also, this resonates with me. You know, the Nine of Cups arguably is better than the Ten of Cups, because the Ten of Cups is kind of a fairy tale, right? And it places a lot of expectations on the people around us. They can't always live up to the fairy tale, unfortunately. And sometimes we don't know anything but the fairy tale. We don't know to choose anything that looks like it's lesser than perfect. Things aren't always what they seem. And in this society, you know, we're raised that, okay, this is the story and this is the happily ever after that you should be looking for. But we got to write some new fairy tales, you know, because this is a new time. It's a new growth of human energy. We're entering a stage, I believe, of the people being in power and the people making the decisions. And I think that Spirit wants us to be better people so we can make better decisions. We're not just one person against the world anymore. We are everyone trying to make life better for everyone. And, you know, the Four of Wands, you know, you might be hoping for something traditional. I mean, you have the Hierophant, and you are the Empress, you know, and there is some balance to a divine masculine and a divine feminine coming into union. Gender is not a thing here, as I said. It's just the energy. So, you may have felt pressured that this is what you're supposed to want. And maybe you don't. Maybe you're different. I've been different all my life. I mean, you know, I had my heart broken. I'm looking for a connection that I can trust. And, I mean, don't we all just want another person? Another person. You know, it doesn't have to be marriage or romantic love. I have two best friends. One is married and one moved 1,000 miles away. So, well, not married. That's not why she's busy. She's busy living life is what she's doing. So, you know, and my person is not here anymore. So, personally, I'm fairly lonely. And I find myself wishing for just that connection in whatever form it comes. All right. And Spirit's telling me I don't need this connection. I need to love myself and live with myself and be with myself, which is one reason why I feel like I've been put in timeout. So, okay. Well, Spirit, why is the King of Wands here? Why is the King of Wands here, Spirit? Why is the King of Wands here? Why is the King of Wands here, please? One card at a time, please. Why is the King of Wands here, please, Spirit? Why is the King of... not one at a time. There's the Damn Eight of Swords again. Well, clearly the Eight of Swords is supposed to come out. So, we had the Eight of Swords on the bottom, and now we have the Eight of Swords again. So currently, let's just look a little farther into the Eight of Swords. Let's see, we got the Ace of Coins, which came out with it. It could be something money related. In this deck, let's see the Eight of Swords in this deck. It's a different approach to the Rider-Waite-Smith decks. Focus on the feeling of powerlessness and confusion from the first-person perspective. The person who holds the card is trapped in a hole, looking upward and immobilized. Although it was not the first card created for the deck, it was the first one that came to mind. So this whole deck is kind of have the energy of the Eight of Swords. It brings to our attention an area in our lives where we feel powerless and trapped. Well, I get that. I absolutely get that. Again, time out. We've been put in time out collectively. Maybe so we can, you know, foster some ideas, you know, some inspiration. I mean, if you look at this, I mean, whose castle is that? Probably the King of Wands castle, right? And they could stand up, maybe, and walk out there, right? Maybe. But in this one, the swords are holding them down. And in this deck, you're down in a hole and there's nothing to climb out with. But you're looking out at all the possibilities out there. I mean, see all the possibilities here and the possibilities out there. Owls. Ah, I love owls. So, yeah, that's where you are right now. You're just looking out there at all the possibilities and you feel like you can't get to them. I get it. I absolutely do. Here's a weird thing. When I took this off the bottom of the Guardian deck, I came up with the card under it is the Ace of Pentacles, and the bottom of the deck and came out with this Eight of Swords is the Ace of Pentacles. So probably I would guess that the problem is you don't got any money. I feel ya. I feel ya. So you need some pentacles. If you're like me, when you most need some pentacles, the universe kind of provides, but just enough to keep you fed. Not enough for you to go out and have any adventures, you know. And if you're like me, your whole life has been pretty much worrying about pentacles. I always, you know, was the person who tried to be wise with pentacles. Couponing, going to the right gas station where the gas is a little bit cheaper because that adds up over time. You know, buying things secondhand or on clearance or on sale. Just, you know, not that you couldn't afford to buy that when it wasn't on sale, but it's better to get a better deal because you never know when you're going to need those extra pentacles, right? Because there's never quite enough. Never quite enough. And right now, I think pentacles are holding you back. Clearly, they are holding me back. All right, fam. Let's see why else the Eight of Swords is here. No, just one. Damn it. Ugh. All right, I'm not taking any of those. If they want to come back out, they will come back out. Give me a card, Spirit. Just one, please. All right, that's not working. I'm going to split the deck again. Give me a card, Spirit. Give me a card, Spirit. Please give me a... I think that's it. Page of Cups. Okay, so we have a young energy, not necessarily a young person. What is this? Yeah, Ace of Coins again. Ace of Coins again. So we have a young person, not necessarily a child, maybe just an immature point of view about Pentacles, probably. But he's got something to come tell you, just a tiny something about flowing, because there's water. The Cups is a water sign, obviously. We have a snake and a rabbit. Interesting. Spirit, let's have a little more clarification here, please. Why is the Page of Cups here, please, in the present for the viewers, please? Why is the Page of Cups here? Why is the Page of Cups here? One card, please. Thank you. Five of Coins, once again. Yeah, you're being held back by money matters. Or abundance. A lack mindset, maybe. And the Page of Cups is giving you a little bit of hope, you know. He's not completely free to move ahead. See, he's got this cord loosely wrapped around his foot. Who knows what this little rabbit is up to? What fairy tale is this? Where's the book? Weird. I leave it in the... I might have left it. Where the heck did I do the book? Weird. I mean, my desk isn't clean, but still. Oh, it's underneath. Okay. Tarot of the Divine, Page of Cups. There he is. Bakinawa and the Seven Moons from the Philippines. The Page of Cups is connected to his emotions and expresses himself wholly with youthful purity. In this card, one of the 7 young moon siblings plays with Tuarshan. I'm sorry if I butchered that pronunciation. The Chinese god of same-sex relationships who ties the red thread of a fate that connects lovers. Youthfulness, idealism, sensitivity, romance, and spirituality. Yeah, okay. Well, it's all keeping you away from pursuing things that might lead to a new beginning with someone else. And, you're looking, I think, for someone new. Someone new. Someone different than this person. Because you were disappointed. You thought you had everything. You went through some freaking bad moments. And now you're feeling, you know, like you're getting back to being healed. You're close, right? And balanced. This is a healed and balanced energy. But something's still holding you back. And you have this idea, and you want to go find your new person or your new piece, and you're just being held back by Pentacles. But help is there, and I would, you know, this is spiritual help. This is a stained glass window on ostensibly a church, but it could be any religion or any spirituality. You know, there's help there for you, but you're not looking. You're not looking to spirit for help. You're not trusting spirit quite so much. It's hard to. It's hard to trust that something will happen that you've never seen happen, right? If you've never experienced, it's hard to believe in it. And I think that holds so many of us back. And this person is the little match girl, and she's out here by herself. So a lot of times the Five of Pentacles has two people. And, but this one, it only has one. She's out in the cold alone, right? All right, let's move these a little bit over. Okay, so the future, the Hierophant. Spirit, what is the Hierophant here for? Spirit, why is the Hierophant here? The Hierophant, the Nine of Coins. Okay, so you're going to be standing in your garden, you know. You're going to be learning that you can do this without someone there to prop you up. Now, that's not to say you don't have support. I have lots of support. My son, my parents, my friends support me very much. I don't think they always understand me, but I have much to be grateful for. And I did everything. I did everything the way I was supposed to. I followed all the rules, right? And what it got me was alone in the long run, at this moment. What it got me was questioning my whole upbringing and questioning everything that I thought was new, was wise. And I don't think I ever came out into my garden, you know, of abundance. Metaphorical abundance, not necessarily a garden, not necessarily money. But I don't think I ever managed to reach this spot just because I was being held back by someone else's rules. The patriarchy's rules, the rules of a religion, the rules of what is expected of me, the rules of how I used to define myself. I never acted in a surprising way because I defined myself as being very steady, but I lost out on opportunities because I was always following the rules. Why is the nine? Yeah, the Nine of Coins is here. The Fool and the King of Swords. So, you know, you've got a new journey starting. And you have to act on your truth. I mean, this is the sword of truth. And the king acts decisively. Sorry if there's a glare. What do I have that can block the glare? I don't know. The king acts decisively. The King of Swords. He can be ruthless. He can be tough. You might shock people when you start to act decisively. Or speak decisively. I certainly shock people these days by speaking decisively and with emphasis and power because I'm stepping into my Empress, right? I don't care who you are or how much I love you. You are not going to throw off my balance, okay? I'm not going to let you because I've been letting people do that for years. So, yeah, you need a swift action on a new beginning, a new journey, a leap of faith. But you've got the truth on your side, right? Yeah. sometimes, if you read for yourself, oh, now see, and on the bottom, we have the Empress. So that's more confirmation. So what kind of, let's see, we had the Eight of Swords come out twice. We had the Ace of Pentacles come out twice. We've had the Empress come out twice. Yeah. So I think, you know, you just got to stay in your Empress power. Stay balanced, right? And you also have the King of Swords and the King of Wands, which is basically what you have to do with a new beginning, right? You have to have the ideas, and you have to listen to your intuition and listen to spirit and rely on spirit, because if you overthink, that's in your brain. In your brain, there are limitations. But with spirit and in your intuition, there are no limitations, right? And, you know, the Hierophant can also be a limitation. So, you know, and then you have the King of Swords to go with the King of Wands, right? So you were wielding the wand, and now you're wielding the sword. Or you will be, if you choose. So you have the truth on your side. See, no one knows. No one knows you like you know you. Especially if you've done your soul searching and your shadow work. And you've gone deep. And spirit holds you. They hold you back until you do this, right? Because they want you to have the best possible outcome, right? So you go ahead. Because you have the knowing. And in the future, you'll be able to act. Maybe the act brings you pentacles. I mean, you have the Nine of Coins here at the end with the King of Swords. And, you know, it's very difficult. It's very difficult for people who are doers and people who are planners and people who like to have all the information before they make a decision. It's very difficult to just be in flow. And this Fool, she's a mermaid, right? She is in flow. She is moving with the currents and letting the currents move her within reason to places that she needs to be. That takes trust. The way I feel about water, you know, I've always felt about water, strange for a fire sign. Water has always been my thing. If there is water around and I can't at least put my feet in it, it's wasted water. So, I crave the flow. And one of the things that I love about water is that if you just relax, it holds you, it cradles you. It might sweep you away, as we know. But mostly, a still or gentle water, it moves you slowly and gently. And you don't even have to try. You can just float. And when you start to tense up, that's when you have to work. That's when you have to swim. And so I think that what we're saying is, you know, we have to let go of what we think we know, what we've always been taught, and we have to trust spirit. You know, trust the energy to bring us along to a better place. And it's very difficult, as I said, because as humans, we have very much trouble imagining things we've never experienced. Especially imagining that they can happen to us. Right? Well, let's see. Do I wanna? Let's see, what other cards do I have laying around? Well, let's see. Let's get a final message from the universe. It may or may not relate. I think I'm gonna use, well, this is just totally bizarre. I don't know why, but this is the one that Spirit wants me to grab. This is the Oracle of the Universe. Here's the book. Okay. And so we get a final message from Spirit. I haven't had these cards out in a long time. Well, there it is. There's your final message from Spirit. Fear. Cetus. It's a constellation. Let's go to the book because I don't remember these at all. Okay, 20. Understand your fears, and perhaps they will not be fears any longer. Fear is a necessary emotion, but only if it's warranted. Not all fears are real. Would you live your life differently if you had less fear? Stand strong against your fears and take action. Your words of power are, I understand my fears and can transform them. Yeah, because to me, a lot of times, the Hierophant is full of fear and trauma, you know. And we all have those societal and family and culturally imposed fears. And they're not always warranted. Sometimes they're just made up bullshit. Yeah, I cuss. I do. So don't be held back by fear. Take that leap of faith. Personally, I don't mind heights as long as there's water underneath. A cliff doesn't bother me within reason if I know there's safe water underneath. And if I fall, I can turn my fall into a dive and embrace it. And work with the water, not against it. Work with the flow. That's Andromeda, I believe. And a version of the Kraken, one would think. You know? Let me look at that again. 20. Yep, it is. Poseidon sent Cetus to wreak havoc. The only chance that the city had of not being destroyed was to sacrifice Andromeda to the horrible creature. Imagine Andromeda's terror, chained to a rock, naked and shivering, awaiting her fate. Through no fault of her own, she would have been eaten alive by the giant sea monster. We do all have our fears to face, but some of those fears are phantoms. Yeah. I think sometimes our society, our microcosm of people, they have their own fears and their own beliefs. And pretty much it's hard to get away from our family and our friends' fears and beliefs. But I threw off some of those fears and beliefs that I was always taught. And I was much happier after I did it. And a lot of it was based on guilt. There's a certain way to behave, and if you don't, you should feel guilty. Well, maybe. Maybe not. Maybe some of those things are just there to hold you back. So I think that's your message, is you're the Empress. You know, you are, as your focus is being in balance. That's what you've wanted to be. And you have ideas, and you've gone through things, and the universe has held you back, and you have fears, you know. And, you know, this card, this Eight of Swords, this is a donkey, right? And she's wearing a donkey skin. And donkeys are stubborn, right? She could throw off this donkey skin and walk naked and new out of this cave or building that she is in, and head towards something new and beautiful, abundance, right? But she chooses to stay locked in here. You know, she's not even looking at the future she could have, right? For argument's sake, these aren't regular owls, you know? Is that person asking for help? Maybe these are like the great eagles of the north. I am such a nerd, you know, and they could actually help her get out. Maybe she can grab onto these swords and crawl out. But everything seems hopeless. It's not hopeless. Sometimes things get very bad. Just wait. Wait for the energies to shift, because they will. So this is your reading. I hope it helps. And again, you know, like and subscribe and leave a comment. Be nice. Because we're all just trying to lift people up. That's the kind of people I want to be around. That's the kind of person I want to be. I want to lift people up. I want to give them hope. And I hope this has done that. Thank you.